always tends to happen to me after I've heard Branford live is I fall back in love all over again with my soprano again. I find it sometimes difficult, especially in a trio situation, playing fast tunes with with Joel and Derek on the drum and the bass, and sometimes in a quartet situation as well, because I just find that the rest of the band overpower the soprano, and it's quite difficult to project the thing, I find anyway, with me, without losing my control of my intonation. But then when I hear Branford doing it, and he just does it so well, it just inspires me all over again to get my soprano chops back out again and get practicing. And I think it's finding melodies that work on the soprano is the key thing. There are some songs that work really well on soprano and sound great, but there are other songs that are definitely tenor songs, songs that need a bit of balls behind them, that need kind of grunt that you get from a tenor. But I want to get back out on soprano again. I'm constantly trying to tweak the repertoire. I love this tune I was just working through. This is called The Mighty Sword by Joey Calderazzo, Branford's piano player. It's on there for MF's Playing Tunes. It's a good story about that one. But yeah, just kind of getting back to grips with the soprano again. That was a recording from a couple of years ago. It wasn't from the night. One thing that struck me though on Sunday night, audiences don't know when to clap. It was kind of weird. It happened then. People applauding their head. Never quite understood why people applaud their head, apart from the fact they have no idea what the form of the music is. It's kind of one person starts playing, oh, I must clap now. Listen, guys, know the form of the song. I mean, sometimes I don't like clapping all the way. If someone's played an amazing song, I know what's coming next. I want to hear the entrances. It's kind of... Anyway, so I don't want to upset too many people. I need to get my student certificates to the post office because they've all passed, and I need to forward their certificates onto them that have done Skype. Those that have had in-person lessons have already been given their certificates. As I said the other week, another 100% set of pass, in fact 100% set of distinctions this time, which was really, really good. So, and then I'll do Q&A.
I wanna melt you down, distill you to a liquid sound, put you in millions of bucks.
Time for Q&A. It's actually a little bit windy, so I'm hoping I won't have to reshoot this back inside because it's actually a lovely day. It's just quite windy. So with this Q&A time, it really is ask me anything. You know, if it doesn't have to be music related, if it is, that's great. If it isn't, I'll do my best to answer it. And that kind of leads me on to my first question, which comes from Lamond B. He says he'd like to take on the iPad. He must tell me that once you put iOS 11 on a new iPad, it can be a laptop replacement. I've got iOS 11 on my iPad and on my iPhone, and I'm sorry, it isn't yet a replacement for me. That's because I need my MacBook Pro for editing photographs, which Lightroom is so much more superior. I need easy access to files. Perhaps the iPad Pro will come to replace my MacBook Pro when I'm on the move, but if you haven't seen this vlog, watch this. I just didn't feel it did. I needed it for accessing certain email accounts. I needed to be able to access certain files, edit photos, edit audio, and I can only do that on a MacBook Pro. Adam really enjoyed the Q4N review. He said he's pretty sold on it. It can plug into the mixer. Not as good as fancier cameras, but it's not bad. I think it'll do it. That's great. If that works for you, that's fine. Just to kind of, I know it's kind of, I'm preaching to the converted here, but when I'm doing reviews, I can only do reviews of how they work for me. So the Zoom for Q4N did not work for me because I would rather have put a microphone in my iPhone or use the DSLR versus kind of using another thing, which is why I didn't buy it. It's not to say it won't work for you. Jacques seems to think that a Japanese banknote will work better than a $1 bill. Fair enough, Jacques. I haven't got any Japanese money on me. Daymore asked me what mics am I using. He likes a smooth, warm sound. I'm using an AKG 414, an Audio Electronica sometimes as well, and then on what you heard today, it was just using the actual onboard microphones for the Zoom H4n, which I've used on plenty of other things. You know, a little bit of post-processing in Logic. OMIP, I'm on in Paris, asked me what's going on with the B flat. On the low B flat on my Selmer Mark 6, I've added an extra piece of rubber, which I got custom made out by the repair guy. It just makes it easier. I just find, especially when I broke my finger last year, that, and even now, a year on, stretching the hand it just hurts. So it's easier to use a raised B flat table. I know on the Yamahas they have quite a nice little thing. Likewise the Yanagasawas have a better late set out than what's happened on the Selmer, but the rest of the time is fine. Exploder Head 666. There's a lot of kind of really weird 666 references and Beelzebub on YouTube. A bit weird. Anyway, he asked me about lightening the load on a Barry case following the vlog I did on saxophone cases earlier this year. Gosh, that vlog was way ages ago. Baritone cases, I think the best ones I've seen are the one that have casters on the bottom of them that you can drag along. I know the Max Sax baritone that I was playing has casters on the bottom of it. I haven't seen any others, and I probably would never recommend sticking a baritone on your back. I mean, I'm a big guy. I used to be able to bench press a huge amount of weight, but I've got a bit of a bad back from playing cricket and rugby in my youth, which has meant that I've got to be careful. I think we all got to be careful with our backs. But the answer to your question there, I would never put a barrier on my back. I would definitely get a case with casters, and in that case you need something that's pretty durable, pretty strong. I hope that clears up all the questions. Don't forget, if you've got any, stick them in the comment box or catch me on Twitter at Forshaw, or find me on Facebook. Just sent off a email to the Commonwealth War Graves Commission just to follow up on what I said in probably what I would say is my best video I've done, which is this one talking about my great-grandmother's first husband, Ernest Topping, who was killed 100 years ago this year. We're still hoping that they will decide to commemorate that Ernest is buried in that, and the other guys, as I said in the video, who were buried after they were killed, but then their graves were lost owing probably to shell fire. So I'm hoping that will come through. So I've done that. I am now just getting some tenor practice done. This lick I've been working on with my students, and if you are one of my students, you know, I am constantly, well, not constantly, but I am trying to play that break by Coleman Hawkins as much as I can, you know. You know, just trying to keep getting it into my vocabulary. It's like when you're learning new words in a new language, you have to keep saying them over and over and over again. Eventually, they'll come through as you go along. So, I think that's about all we've got time for today. Thank you very much for watching the vlog. If you don't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. It makes a huge difference to me, and if you can throw a few likes in there as well, that always cheers up my day. I won't be vlogging tomorrow, but I will hopefully be vlogging at the weekend. So thank you very much for watching. Bye!